Hey everybody, how are you doing? Have you ever noticed that when you do a Facebook Live video, it's really hard to know where to look? So if I look at myself, then I sort of look like I'm looking down. And if I look at the camera, I can't really see what's going on. And then my eyes get all squirrely. So just so you know, I'm still trying to figure out where to look. Anyway, so I'm sitting on the porch and Ranger has actually decided that now is the perfect time to eat his lunch. And so he is loudly crunching off to the side, which, you hear that? Seriously, it's like having a teenager in the house. I'm like, really? You have to do that right this second? But yes, he has to. So anyway, I just got back from our Monday morning grocery haul, I guess you'd call it. We have a couple of places that we like to visit, and I like to do it on a Monday. We sort of got in the habit the last month and a half or so, and I like to get it all done. So that's where we were. And so now I have an entire refrigerator full of produce that all needs to be processed. So I'm doing this instead. Like, that's what we do, right? A little bit of procrastination. I am going to get it done before Tom gets home, because we do like to have a quiet house when he gets home, because he's amazing, by the way. I know some people haven't met him and they're like, he doesn't really exist, but he does. And he's amazing. He's up every morning at 3 o'clock. I know, right? He's up at 3 o'clock every morning, and he could sleep a lot later. But he is very committed to having quiet time, to reading his Bible, and that's just an amazing. I mean, he's such a good example for us. He's such a good dad, an amazing husband. Anyway, I wasn't planning on going there, but it seemed appropriate. So I'm on the porch. It's a little windy out here, a little breezy, but I'm enjoying the breeze because it's definitely sticky out today, right? So this weekend, I was making up some changes, and I was getting ready for the week ahead, making some plans, and I wanted to do a quick video to explain sort of my rhythm for healthy living, because I think sometimes we get glimpses of what people are doing, and I hear people say, oh my goodness, I could never do everything you're doing. So I felt like it was time to do a little conversation about setting a sustainable pace personally for yourself and what that looks like. And in today's day and age, we have so many, I guess nowadays they call them influencers. So we have all these people influencing what we do, and we follow them for ideas, we follow them for inspiration, we follow them for motivation, but I do find that the challenge of that is that sometimes we can cross the line into comparison. We can cross the line into setting ourselves up basically for failure, because we try to live their life and then we wonder why it doesn't work, and we get discouraged, and we get on this cycle of self-defeating attitudes. We feel like failures. We feel like we can't complete anything we start. And that can be incredibly discouraging. And especially if you're on a path similar to what I'm doing and many other people around the world, we're all just trying to get healthy, right? We're all just trying to figure out what's going to work on a day-to-day basis. But the main word is sustainability. So we're all trying to figure out a schedule that is sustainable. And everybody's life is different. Everybody has different challenges. They have different households. They have different incomes. We have different food sources. It really just depends. And that's hard, because you're like, well, how do I know when I'm doing it right? Well, you're doing it right when it works, and when you can do it for longer than 2 weeks, right? So that's like a basic foundational truth. Otherwise, it's not working. It's a diet. And yeah, I guess a 2-week reset isn't a bad idea. But if you're really planning on something sustainable, and if you're looking to make sustainable, healthy changes in your life, that's what we're going to talk about today. And I want to share sort of my philosophy and my rhythm and what that looks like, to give you some suggestions and a way of thinking. Nobody can tell you what's going to work for you. Don't do what I'm doing. And if it doesn't work, you're like, it didn't work. Well, maybe that doesn't work for you. But here are some thoughts on how to figure out what works for you and how to set a sustainable pace. First of all, please do not try to start everything in one day, 1 month, 1 week. Don't try to do it all at one time. You will get overwhelmed and you'll stop. And then you'll be frustrated and you will probably spend a ton of money on things now you're like, well, what do I do with all this? So pick one thing or a cluster of things that go together. For instance, 3 years ago, I was challenged to consider giving up dairy, gluten, and sugar. Those are all really big things to give up. So maybe it wasn't a great idea to do them all at once. And of course, I wasn't perfect. But I did that. And I did that for about 3 years. I really worked at that. And I worked at eliminating that as much as I could. And, that made a big difference for how I felt. But I didn't lose any weight. So, again, I tried that for 3 years. And then it became evident that that wasn't going to be my silver bullet. I was sort of expecting that to be my silver bullet, but it wasn't. Then in February, as you know, I challenged myself to a 30-day whole food plant-based diet. And I lost, not 30-day, 90-day. And in those 90 days, I lost 25 pounds. Now that is fantastic. It's a short-term, midterm goal. And it was sustainable for me. I have a background in research and I love to cook. So that wasn't really a challenge for me. For you, it might be. So maybe instead of doing whole food plant-based, maybe you pick one meal a day that you simply eliminate an animal product. One meal, that's it. Just pick a meal that you don't usually have an animal product anyway, and just don't do it. Like give yourself 90 days and say, okay, for breakfast, I am not going to do animal products. Do whatever you need to do for the rest of the day, but pick a meal. Maybe start there. So setting a sustainable pace is about finding what works for us and doing it for a long period of time. And so I am now in a space where I've lost my first 25 pounds. Whew, so exciting. But yeah, mentally, it starts to wear on you because you're like, okay, can I keep doing this? What if I don't lose another 25 pounds? I have about 85 pounds to lose. So I've lost 25 pounds. Yay. But I'm still, I maybe only have gone down a size or two. Not enough to put me even close to where I want to be. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to start introducing weekly goals for myself. And so setting a sustainable pace may look like doing a 30-day or a 60-day or a 90-day reset. That gives you a long-term plan it's not a year, so it doesn't sound like forever. It's like I'm never going to have an ice cream sundae again. No. For 30 days, I can live without an ice cream sundae. Right? It's only 30 days. Who cares? So pick those kinds of goals. And so for myself, I'm past my 90-day. I'm actually way past that at this point. And I am deciding to do week-long goals. And those aren't overwhelming. They're never supposed to be something that's going to take over my life, because if it takes over our life, it's not healthy. So right now I am getting ready to set weekly goals. So last week I set my big salad goal. And Katie Jerome jumped in on that with me. A couple other people did too. So for a week, 1 meal a day, I did a huge salad. I was not 100%. I think somewhere around Thursday, I started to peter out a little bit. And hold on a second. Little B needs some love. Let's see. Little B, do you want to say hi to everybody? Say hi, everybody. I just needed a little love from my mom. I know. Okay. Sorry, puppy break. So I did the salad challenge. That was really cool. The week before, I had tried to do like a McDougal starchy potato. I think they call it like a Mary's Mini. I had tried to do that and my body was like, what? No, way too many potatoes. So I won't do that again because my body said, no, we don't like that. I'm too middle-aged to do that many potatoes in a day and have it go well. It did not go well. They taste good, but my body was like, whoa, too much. So I did a starch solution. I did the Mary's Mini for 1 week, and then I did my huge salad once a day for a week. And that was maybe like 4.5 days I did that. But it was still, I was still moving towards goals, right? So having these goals, these short-term goals are really helpful because they all contribute to my long-term goal. So I say all that to say, this week, I have given myself another goal. Am I still going to do my huge salads once a day? I might not. I still will be doing vegetables a lot, but I'm not going to make that my focus this week. this week, my focus is to get in, wait for it. For those of you who do this every day, you're going to be like, she's such a pansy. I'm not really. I'm just old and middle age and overweight, and I'm struggling. But my goal is to do 20 minutes of exercise on top of the 100 glute challenge. And so for other people, like 20 minutes is nothing. Like my friend Melissa, she is like a workout fiend. 20 minutes is like her warm up, maybe double that for her warm up. I don't know. But for me, that is a focused challenge that I can do. And I'm going to try to get it in every day. It gives me something to focus on, to work towards a goal. So the whole reason for me doing this little kitchen table talk on the porch is to say, it's really helpful to set small goals for yourself and complete them. That is the point of this. The point of this isn't, how can I make my life miserable until I look like a supermodel, right? Because we're probably not going to get there. I'll be 47 in November. I'm probably not going to look like I did at 23 ever again. Oh, I wish I could tell that 23-year-old girl, you are rocking it. And I can't because it's over. It's just a memory now. So at this point, we're setting small sustainable goals that will get us to the next small sustainable goal. And will get us to the end game, right? The long game. What's the end game? So the end game is I have about 85 pounds to lose. So I'm down 25 of those pounds. What can I do to support my body and support my goal in such a way that when I get there, I've gotten these habits in place that will help me sustain the success that I've achieved. Okay. And that's another conversation for another time. But so basically the main takeaway here is to set a sustainable pace, have a long-term goal in mind. And, for me, it's that 85-pound weight loss, and it's to see a real reduction in some inches on my arms and legs. All those mushy pieces. Sustainable loss of inches, sustainable loss of weight, right? That's my long-term goal. And I have a number in mind, but I almost even don't care about the number. When I get down to a size 12, I am done losing weight. Like that's it. Like bring on the chocolate, right? So yeah, it's not really weight. It's more like a size that I know I'm comfortable with, that my body's comfortable with, that maybe I don't need a mounting block to get on the horse to go horseback riding. That is my main goal. Let's just be honest. So I have my long-term goals. My short-term goals all feed my long-term goal. So my health goals, my short-term health goals feed that long-term goal. So whole food, plant-based, that's basically a long-term goal, but that's going to be a lifestyle change for me. My body does not want the meat. It does not want any of that. Doesn't want the fat, doesn't want it. It lets me know very clearly it doesn't want it. So, that's just okay. What are you going to do? You're going to argue with a middle-aged woman for the rest of your life. I don't have the energy to argue with myself. I never win anyway. I don't know. So we've got the long-term goal of a healthy body, maintaining it. We've got a long-term goal of plant-based, whole foods. And then we have these little short-term goals that are going to get us where we want to go. So we're going to really work for some time to add those greens to your diet. Maybe start adding ground flax once a day. Figure out something to put it in. I put it in a smoothie. I probably do it 3 times a week, but it's better than nothing, right? So, find those little goals that you can accomplish. And at the end of the week, you can look back and you can say, okay, so I accomplished that goal. Even if it's not every day, 3 times a week, I'm going to exercise. 2 times a week, I'm going to use my ground flax. 3 meals this week, I'm going to bring a huge salad to work. Those kinds of things. And then when we get closer to our goals, we can be resetting those. But these little goals set along the way, they give us that sense of success and they make us feel powerful and empowered. Like we can make good choices and we can stick to them. So if you say, Rosalind, I can't do any of this stuff because every time I start, all I want to do is eat the ice cream. How about this? Eat the ice cream and then have a smoothie for breakfast. Eat the ice cream, but have a serving of extra vegetables at dinner. Don't give up the ice cream yet. If that freaks you out, don't do it. What's the point? Do the thing that you can do. Don't focus on the thing that you can't do. And if you can't exercise for 20 minutes, but you can get up off the couch 3 times, get up off the couch 3 times. Do what works for you. Big goals, long-term goals, tiny little weekly, daily goals. Give yourself a check mark every time you get it done. Put a calendar up on the wall. I do. I have a calendar up on the wall, and every time I weigh myself and my weight is lower than it was the last time, I put it down. If my weight isn't lower than it was the last time, I'm not writing it on that calendar. I don't want to even, I'm going to pretend it never happened. Every time the weight's lower, I write it on the calendar. When I do, like right now, my goal this week is to do the glutes and to do the exercise. So every time I do that, I'm putting a little X on my calendar for the exercise. I'm putting a G for the glute. Give yourself these little goals that you can hit, and you can build a sense of accomplishment, and you will stick to it. Lastly, find some people who can support you. And if you're needy like I am, go onto social media and share the heck out of this and say, hey guys, I could really use some encouragement. Angel, I would love your encouragement. It always makes me feel so good when you encourage me. All of us need that. We need to hear people say, hey, you're doing a great job. Find a tribe of people that will encourage you. So, that's my kitchen table conversation this week. I know, people can't always make it up this way, which is sad because it's really pretty. But set your long-term goal, set your little mini goals, find a group of people who can support you, and relax. And if you need the ice cream, girl, eat the ice cream. Just a little bit though, maybe not the whole bowl. All right, you guys have a great day, and I'm rooting for you. All right, bye.